Okay, sorry. Sure. Yeah.
All right, John, you're right. Good? Okay. I now call the meeting of the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the Hillsborough County Code Enforcement Special Magistrate hearing. When addressing the magistrate, please state your name, address, and speak clearly into the microphone. If you are planning to speak during this hearing, you must sign the speakers list located at the front door so your case can be called. Any person who decides to appeal a decision of the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate will need a record of the proceedings. The record is comprised of testimony and evidence upon which an appeal is based. It is your responsibility to ensure that a verbatim record of the proceedings is made. By law, you have 30 days from the date of my order to appeal my decision to Circuit Court. Presentations by the county, respondents, and opposition must be kept to a maximum of 10 minutes each. Magistrate may recess at 12:30 and reconvene at 1:30 if needed. Basic process for this hearing is as follows. Ms. Myers will conduct the oath of witness, and your case will be announced. Staff will present their evidence on your case, and then you'll be allowed to rebut that evidence and explain what has occurred. I'll close the hearing and announce the decision. I may ask questions and allow other witness testimony if necessary. Depending on my order, the county staff may have to later conduct an inspection to see if you've complied. If the staff believes you have not complied, you'll receive notice in the mail. By law, you have 10 days to contest that notice, otherwise it'll be considered correct, and a lien may be filed against your property. For false alarm or water resource cases, if you have not complied by paying the past due burglar false alarm fine or water resources penalty fine within the time ordered, you'll receive a notice in the mail. By law, you have 10 days to contest that notice, otherwise it'll be considered correct and a lien may be filed against your property. If you have any questions, these rules are outlined by Hillsborough County Codes of Ordinances and Laws, Chapter 14, Article 2, Section 14. And before we begin, please silence all electronic devices. First order of business, I approve the minutes from February 10th, 2023, for the record. And we are ready.
Turn to page 4, number 7, under water ordinance cases. Case number WR 2202537. The owner is Michael Glenn Janssens, 9652 Ivory Drive. We have service, and Mr. Janssens is here. Good morning, sir. Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And state your name and address.
Michael Glenn Janssens, 9652 Ivory Drive.
Thank you. And I failed to give the oath to the staff.
You did. I was going to wait.
You were going to get me. County staff who will be testifying, please stand to take the oath of witness. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Do.
Officer Kanzler.
Good morning, David Kanzler, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. On Wednesday, October 26, 2022, at 07:25 hours, Officer Baker arrived at 9652 Ivory Drive to observe the sprinkler system on in the area of the front left side of the driveway. This location is south of Alafia River. This is a violation of watering during non-watering days and watering during non-watering hours. Assigned watering day is Tuesday only, and the watering hours are between 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. or 6 p.m. to 11:59 p.m. Photographs were taken of the above stated observations and placed in the case file. Notice of violation was October 28th, 22. It went into default December 5th of 22. The notice of hearing was sent on January 18th, 23, returned and posted. This is the second offense for this address. Previously, WR 21-02523, the fine was paid in January of last year, January of 22. And this current fine is a fine of $100.
Okay. Mr. Jansen, what'd you like to add?
Well, let me get my glasses on. We had and I didn't bring it with me, but we had a HOA violation of our grass in the front that died over 50%. So after Hurricane Ian, 2 weeks later, we had new sod put in on the left side of the house and also in the front. So we must have read the, for new sod. And we thought it said that, to water for new sod said for 30 days. Okay. We probably just didn't see the time, but it was like 5 minutes left on that zone, and it was done at 7:30. That was our fault. I understand that. But I mean, we kind of read it for the first 30 days that, I thought it said we could water, anytime. Okay.
Gotcha.
Another thing too is, and other than that, that's, the website was kind of confusing to us. We just moved from Colorado 3.5 years ago. So I'm just kind of we're getting used to all this, all the websites by looking it up. Where we came from, it was like they'd send you something in the mail along with your water bill about these are, your watering days have switched, your times have switched. So it was just kind of confusing to us.
Sure. What is the policy for new sod watering, Officer Kanzler?
30 days, but it's not at any time.
Okay.
It's during the normal.
You want to advise him of what that is? So
Sir,
it's open
pardon
for
me,
that?
David Kanzler, Hillsborough County Code Enforcement. It is the first 30 days, but it's still during normal watering hours.
Okay, that confused us. I think
Yes,
it's
sir.
on the top, it said what it did for 30 days. I think what we
I
can do
understand.
is go below and read farther down.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, there was another violation last year that's complied. This is your second violation. Unrelated, but I'll go ahead and I'll cut the fine in half for you since it seems to be a little bit of confusion. I mean, obviously green grass is nicer than whatever
Yes.
was there, right? So don't want to hit you too hard for making the effort and making the investment. You don't want that to go bad. But now you understand what it is. Moving forward, just keep an eye on it. Make sure your timers are set correctly
Yes, they are.
And-
They've been set since
since that day.
that day.
Okay,
Yes, they
all
have.
right, excellent. Okay, well, I will go ahead and rule. I'll reduce the fine to $50 instead of $100, and I'll give you 30 days to pay it, and then that'll come in the mail. Just
Pay
there's
it when
multiple
it comes
ways
in
to
the mail,
pay
just
it.
pay it then?
Correct, yeah, you can pay it online or check, or I'm sure there's stool pigeon. There's probably many ways to
Okay.
pay for it, but yeah, and then you just take care of it that way.
Okay,
Okay,
all right.
all right, excellent.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Magistrate.
I rule in case WR 2202537 that based on the evidence presented, the violator has failed to pay the water resources penalty fine for illegal sprinkling imposed by section 111-7 Hillsborough County Codes of Ordinances and Laws, Part B Public Utilities. Grant the violator 30 days to pay the water penalty fine imposed, which is reduced to $50 from $100, and order if the payment is not made by that date, a fine of $15 per calendar day be assessed. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Next case, please.
Turn to page 6, number 11, landscaping and natural resource cases. Case number L 227637. The owner is Ozzy Properties LLC, and the location is a vacant industrial property on Bridle Path Lane in Tampa. And good morning. Raise your right hand,
Good
please.
afternoon.
I'm sorry, afternoon. It's usually morning. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
And state your name and address.
John C. Garcia, mailing address is 6801 Benjamin Road, Tampa, Florida, 33634.
Thank you. And you are the owner of Ozzy Properties?
I am the owner of Ozzy Properties,
Okay.
the
Thank you.
property in question.
Thanks. Mr. Doyen?
Hello, how are you? I'm gonna wait
Excellent, sir. How
for-
are you?
I'm good. I'm
I'll,
gonna wait for Mr. Beavers
Oh, okay.
to start.
with you.
No problem. We have computer issues all day, so we're still waiting. Lots of delays based on the internet speed, I think. No, definitely not operator error. We'll give him a little bit of a reprieve since Miss Brock threw him to the wolves today, so
Yeah, I had it all
that's all right.
arranged here.
Yes, sir. Thanks for checking on that for me.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Sonia, you want to look over my shoulder here? Please.
We do have something that was sent in on
sharing.
this case as well. That's it right
Need
there.
the
Okay,
camera on?
thank you.
No,
You go back to
I
what you
go
were
back.
sharing.
In show.
Sorry for the delay.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, no.
Gosh. I want to get into, yeah, I forgot it.
Go to where the meeting is. The James thing right there.
Okay, and I want
And then go,
to open my PowerPoint, right?
yes.
Or do I share first?
You share first and then you get to your PowerPoint.
Well, I'm sharing then. It's not opening.
Try stop sharing and start it again.
Okay, let me just get this one up here that I need. Okay. Stop sharing.
Okay. See what happens. Okay. Now share.
But I don't have the PowerPoint up.
It's okay. It's right there. Second, come on. Give it a minute. Sometimes it takes.
Yeah, but you have to hit that bar on the top, don't you, for a presentation?
I know.
Sir, if you want to have a seat for a second, you don't have to stand there.
Oh, but I'm fine. Yeah, thank you. Make sure I have it all my information.
Sure.
Thank you.
This is John Beavers, Environmental Investigation Supervisor with the Natural Resources Unit of Hillsborough County. This is case L216708. This is the wrong case. Excuse me, this is the wrong case.
Okay.
John, you want me to pull it up? Or I have it up already.
Yeah, it looks like that'd be good, Wayne.
All right, I'll share my screen. Can everyone see it?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
John Beavers, Environmental Investigation Supervisor for the Natural Resources Unit. This is L227637. Owner violator, Aussie Properties LLC, violation address, folio 027412-000. Violation observed, unpermitted removal of 360 inches DBH diameter at breast height consisting of oaks, maples, pines, and sable palms. Unpermitted land alteration on the property, fill, asphalt millings that will impact drainage to include filling in the wetland setback. No commercial permits for the property. Ordinance violated section L.01 LDC. First inspection, September 20th, 2022. First notice, September 20th, 2022. Last inspection, February 7th, 2023. Inspections conducted for. I'll turn that over to Wayne Doyen.
Hello, Wayne Doran, Hillsborough County Natural Resources. First want to say, I have been in contact the whole time throughout this process with the owner. He did lease this property to another individual that did all this work without his knowledge. He's not from this area originally, so he didn't know the rules. So since I have been talking to him, we've gotten a lot done and accomplished, and he's on the right path. So for the case, L227637, these are aerials from Property Appraiser. The first one on the left is January 20th, 2022. I've kind of outlined where that's pretty much the wetland line. All the trees to the left had been removed. November 29, 2022 on the right-hand side shows the afterwork of what happened. All right, there we go. All right, on September 20, 2022, my initial visit, this is what I saw from the front gate. Asphalt millings, fill, trees gone, wetland completely filled in, wetland setback completely filled in. Some of the wetland was filled in. Some more pictures from that day showing the wetland being filled in, the whole wetland setback being filled in. This is my recheck on February 27, 2023, just showing how much of work that they have completed on this property at this point. Pretty much the whole wetland setback's been pulled back to natural grade. The wetland's completely back to natural grade. So at this point, we talked, and he is going to submit all the appropriate paperwork for the permits to have this fill that still remains in the upland section. It has to be permitted, so meets all requirements for stormwater. He does have a tree nursery already making up a plan to send to me for the replantings of the inches that were removed. And he is going to mitigate also with wetland plants for the setback area. All right. Recommendations. There's two recommendations here. First one is submit a natural resource permit application for commercial activities to address the violations within 90 days of issuance of the magistrate's order. Obtain the natural resource permit, complete construction activities, and final inspection approval per the permit requirements within 11 months from the issuance date of the magistrate's order. Or they can remove all fill from the wetland setback area, complete wetland setback mitigation, remove all fill from within the uplands on the property, and plant or donate 360 inches DBH of approved shade restoration trees and contribute $23,400 to the restoration fund, or a combination of plantings and contribution to the fund. Trees must be 1 inch DBH or larger, minimum 8 feet in height. Florida grade number 1, chosen from the Hillsborough County approved tree list as appropriate. Contributions to the fund equates $65 per DBH inch. All corrective action must be completed within 90 days of issuance for the magistrate's order. That's for the second choice. The owner will be responsible for the violation. Fines will be issued for failure to meet timeframes.
Okay, Wayne, tell me, are there other agencies involved with this process as far as restoration? Because 11 months seems like a unusually long and by the same time very specific amount of time.
The EPC was involved, and EPC will still be involved moving forward for the NRO. So,
okay.
And that is the reason why, and that's why our manager Carrie, they went over this and decided that should give plenty of time.
Okay. All right. And communication and effort with the owner have been good.
Yes, very good.
Excellent. Okay. Mr. Garcia, what would you like to add?
Yes, I'd like to add that, first of all, there was a lot of mistakes made on this lot as we're speaking about. Myself as the owner is taking full responsibility for those, and we are going to get it corrected. I was hoping to have a lot of it corrected by today, but just the world we're living in, everything is just moving a lot slower. I can tell you Inspector Wayne has been available anytime I've called, answered any questions, any and all questions I've had. I've had to go through a little bit of a learning curve through this process of exactly what to do, who to hire. The good news is we're willing and able financially to do it. The corrections, repairs, and the planting of all the trees. And what I submitted today is all the actions that we've taken. You could see here, instead of just kind of verbally expressing them, I've laid out that we have touched this property in one way or another, literally every week, either looking for vendors, actually meeting with Wayne, on Inspector Wayne on property, getting some direction from him. So the good news is we have reordered a survey for elevation to submit with our permit. So the 90 days time frame we should be fine with that to be able to submit the permit. And then after that, it's just a matter of replanting the rest of the trees, which I've already engaged with a local landscaper that is very familiar with these wetlands restoration projects. And he says this is easy stuff for him. So that's the good news. We wanted to get all the millings out of the wetland setback, obviously, to protect the wetlands first and foremost. And that took a couple of different variations, a couple different times to get it exactly depth and the setback. So the good news in closing is we are, as Inspector Wayne says, we are on the right path. We have all I believe, the proper vendors in place. And the 11 months would be very much appreciated. My goal is to get it done yesterday. Obviously, I was hoping to get it done before today, but the things are just moving very slow right now. So that would be greatly appreciated. I would hope to come back before then, or be able to submit all the proper paperwork and get it all done and be good with the county.
Okay. All right. Terrific. Well, first of all, Mr. Garcia, I just want to tell you, I've had a lot of cases come through here, and none of them have been as proactive in trying to repair the damage that's been done as that you guys have had. So I just want to tell you, I really appreciate that.
Very
first
kind
and foremost. And in regards to the 11 months, I don't have any problem with that. It sounds like you guys have been, and the list and the comments for Wayne, I mean, that you guys have been proactive on this.
Inspector Wayne's been great. I can't say enough about how he's
not sure what he paid you to say that, but I totally understand. I got you.
Not even
That's another conversation for another day. I don't even want to, I'm not going to go there. So. Okay, so you have no issues or concerns with staff's recommendations. I'm okay with going ahead and ruling that way then.
Yes, they're all proper, and we'll get the property back in order.
Fantastic. I appreciate you coming out today and giving us an update, and I wish you the best of luck moving forward with getting this taken care of. And again, thank you. I appreciate it.
Perfect. No, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for your time.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I rule in case L227637. The basis of the evidence presented, I found the property is in violation of Hillsborough County codes or ordinances listed in staff's presentation. Further, based on the gravity of the violation, the actions taken by the violator, and the violator's history, I concur with staff's recommendations require the violator to submit a natural resources permit application for commercial activities to address the violations within 90 days of issuance of my order. To obtain the natural resources permit, complete construction activities and final inspection approval per the permit requirements within 11 months from the issuance date of my order. Or remove all fill from the wetland setback area, complete wetland setback mitigation, and remove all fill from within the uplands on property. Plant or donate 360 inches DBH of approved shade restoration trees, or contribute $23,400 to the restoration fund, or a combination of plantings and contribution to the fund. Trees must be 1 inch DBH or larger, minimum of 8 feet in height, Florida grade 1, chosen from the Hillsborough County approved tree list. I did that again. Tree list. It's the approved tree list as appropriate. Contribution to the fund equates to $65 per DBH inch. Failure to meet any of the timelines above on the second motion will result in a fine of $500 per calendar day.
Just for clarification, it reads like the tree part is only part of the or situation, but the tree part needs to go with either choice, right?
Yes,
The
correct.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah. They have the option to do that either
Oh.
way if they want.
But either submit the app and do the tree restoration or remove the fill and do the tree restoration, right?
That's
Okay.
correct, yes.
Correct. Yes, should be on both sides. They should still have that option either way they go. Okay, excellent. Thank you, sir.
Excellent.
Appreciate
Thank
the
everyone
time.
For their time. Have a great
Absolutely.
afternoon.
Have a good weekend.
You too, likewise.
Okay.
Next case.
We don't have anyone else in the audience. We'll go back to the front of the agenda. Page 2, number 1, under burglar alarm ordinances. Number 1, case number BA 130184. The owner is Michael Tollison, 12437 Rustic View Court. We have service and no one is present.
Tina Burney, Compliance, Communities, and Conservation. Case BA 130184, data false alarm 6/25/22, 7/9/22, 7/19/22, amount due $325, no additional outstanding violations.
I rule in case BA 130184 that based on the evidence presented, the violator has failed to pay the false alarm penalty fine imposed by County Ordinance 04-16. I grant the violator 15 days to pay the fine imposed. Order if that payment is not made by that date, a fine of $20 per day be assessed. I'm sorry, $25 per day be assessed. Apologize.
Number 2, BA 30182. This case complied March 8th, 2023. Number 3, BA 121497, complied March 2nd, 2023. Page 3, number 4, BA 130055. The owner is Evelyn D. Mobley. And the location, 7904 Camden Woods Drive. We have service and no one is present.
Case BA 130055, data false alarm 5/13/22, amount due $75, and there's $175 in additional violations from January and February of 2023.
I rule in case BA 130055 that based on the evidence presented, the violator has failed to pay the false alarm penalty fine imposed by County Ordinance 04-16. Grant the violator 15 days to pay the fine imposed. Order of payment is not made by that date, a fine of $20 per calendar day be assessed.
Number 5, BA 90034. The owner is Ronil Vasquez and Angelica M. Vasquez, 4113 Carrollwood Village Forest Drive. We have service and no one is present.
Case BA 90034, data false alarm 8/2/22, amount due $75, no additional outstanding violations.
I rule in case BA 90034 that based on the evidence presented, the violator has failed to pay the false alarm penalty fine imposed by County Ordinance 04-16. Grant the violator 15 days to pay the fine imposed. Order of payment is not made by that date, a fine of $15 per calendar day be assessed.
And that concludes the false alarm cases.
Have a great weekend.
Page 4, number 6, case number WR 2202531. This case complied March 9th, 2023. Page 5, number 8, under landscaping and natural resource cases, case number L 227264. The owner is James Knight, location 9902 Maple Street. This is a staff report and it's being brought to you by the department because they want to address a situation with you.
Okay.
And we did notify send notice to the owner on this.
Excellent.
Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, better leave that alone. John Beavers, Environmental Investigation Supervisor with the Natural Resources Unit of Hillsborough County. This is case L 227264, staff report. Owner violator James Knight, violation address 9902 Maple Street, Gibsonton, Florida. Violation observed, unpermitted removal of one 32-inch diameter DBH at 4.5 feet live oak. Ordinance violated 4.01. First inspection, January 10th, 2022. First notice, January 10th, 2022. Last inspection, June 7th, 2022. This is the order blown up here. It's still rather small. Let me make this a little bigger. The property owner, James Knight, is responsible for resolving the matter with the county. Respondents are to correct the above violation by planting 32 inches DBH approved shade tree or restoration tree, or contributing the value of 32 inches to the restoration fund, or a combination of plantings and contribution to the fund within 120 calendar days on 11/11/2022. If the actions described have not been completed by set date, a fine of $25 per day commenced every day afterwards. Afterwards, continuing past 11/11/2022. Staff report and staff's recommendations. After the order was issued, staff became aware of additional information that the violators believed to have not been legally competent on or about the time of the notices of violation and at the time of the magistrate's order. There are no additional property owners associated with this property, and considering the extenuating circumstances of the primary owner violator, staff recommends case dismissal. I was personally involved in this case. This is these are pictures just backing up some of the timelines and some of the photographs. It was a elderly gentleman living by himself that removed a sizable live oak. His neighbor complained about it, and so I went through the average, the typical case process. However, the contact, I was leaving notices, I was leaving messages on the actual fence post out on the property, and getting no response. And then finally, I got a call from Mr. Knight's elderly sister, and she had informed me that he had been, admitted into a assisted living facility. No one was left on the subject property, and his sisters were, were very up in age and not really techno savvy with the internet, and not able to pay for his fines. So that's where we're at with this. That was kind of the background in a nutshell.
Okay. So we're asking for dismissal.
Yes, sir.
Can we also vacate the fines to date? Okay. All right. I move in case L227264 that based on the staff's report, I'd like to dismiss this case and have all of the fines on this particular case vacated, removed from the property. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Number 9, case number L227385. This case has been rescheduled to the April 14th hearing. Page 6, number 10, L227628. This case complied February 22, 2023. And that concludes the agenda.
Wow.
A lot different than
Yeah, that is a lot different. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much online for spending the time briefly this afternoon. We will see you next time. This meeting is adjourned.